All right, so there's been some free-to-play weekends roaming around. Dishonored 2 was the recent one. Mm-hmm. Now, what do you think of free-to-play weekends? I mean, obviously, it's kind of like, oh, shit, it's a free thing to do. Obviously, it's good.
Yeah, almost like a trial period or a rental.
Right. I mean, they have different ones. Some, like you were saying, Jonah, Final Fantasy 14 had a level cap, right?
Well, that's more of a...
trial, right?
Well, that's more of like... it's like it's to try and get you in. And like once you hit a level cap, you have to buy the game.
Yeah, the free trial before was like timed by days. Like you had like a couple days to play it, and now you can play until level 35. So there's no time.
It's just enough to gain your trust.
Isn't WoW the same? WoW's the same. You can play up to a certain level, and then you have to.
He hasn't been wowed by WoW in a long time.
I haven't played WoW ever. But no, these free game trials are like.
Weekend exclusives.
Weekend experiences, I guess you could say.
A weekend resort.
Yeah.
In Dishonored 2.
But these seem to be popping up a little bit more. Like I said, Dishonored 2, like you said, is this weekend coming up, which is the weekend of...
Probably right now, as you guys are watching. Go freaking play Dishonored 2. Yeah, like right now.
8th and 9th.
Yeah.
Weekend of the 8th and 9th of April.
I don't know what day it is.
It is the 4th.
I think we went over this before.
I'm pretty sure at the beginning of the podcast.
Last week we had Titanfall 2.
There was Titanfall 2. They've done Titanfall 2 a couple times. They've done Overwatch a bunch.
Yeah.
They've done Rainbow Six a bunch. You said that Killing Floor.
Yeah, Killing Floor. Try that out. It's one of those games that's kind of goes under the radar, but if you play it for free, you're gonna like it. It's actually really fun.
Yeah, no, we actually have a few streams of it, and Let's Plays, I think, of Killing Floor.
I believe so.
We do.
Yeah, I knew that.
But no, it is a good game. Speaking of Killing Floor, speaking of this whole thing, but yeah, Killing Floor 2. If you just jump in and play for the free weekend or whatever, that's gonna grab you in. Unfortunately for me, Killing Floor didn't have too much to offer. It's literally just like you kind of just jump in and then you fight off the hordes, and then that's pretty much rinse and recycle. But
like Left 4 Dead.
Yes. But Left 4 Dead, I think, was just
they had a story and stuff like that.
Yeah, just a little bit better. So, but what do you think of this as in good or bad for the company now?
I mean, I feel like it can only be good, but at the same time, we were talking about it earlier. Like, I feel like if I got a chance to play Dishonored 2 before I played it, I would probably have held off on it, just because, like, at the time of me playing Dishonored, I didn't want to play a game like that. Right. At the time.
Yeah. What else was out at the time? I know you were...
There's a bunch.
You were like jumbling
we were doing
games.
Call of Duty. We were playing Battlefield at that time. There was still Destiny stuff.
It was one of those things that kind of just popped out with everything else.
Yeah, it was just I wasn't ready to play it. So, I mean, at this point, there's not a lot of games out there that you'd be interested in, but right now there's a lot of games. Playing something like Dishonored 2, trying it out, seeing if you like it, that might get you into the mood to play that game or buy it. And a lot of the stuff is that they allow you to do, carry your saves over. So you play it for the weekend, you get your save, and then you carry it on to when you actually buy the game.
Right.
Which is a big deal.
Yeah.
So, but I guess I'm of two minds of it, because I feel like if you're not in the mood for that type of a game, you may not buy it ever.
Right.
Where on the other side is that if you're in the mood for that type of game and you're enjoying it, you can end up buying it. Like, Jonah, you were telling me that, like, some of your friends, the reason they got Overwatch was because...
Yeah, the Overwatch has had a free play weekend a couple times, and I think it was like the second time they did it. My friend tried it, and he bought the game. The info carried over, like whatever he did in the free play.
Everything unlocked.
Yeah, it carried over. And so that's... sold the game. Free play weekend sold the game to someone, and I'm sure that's just a small percentage of who bought the game on that weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a lot of it is just that, like, they probably have data that show, like, all right, yeah, this game gets a spike whenever we do it, compared to other weekends where it's not free to play.
Yeah.
So I think it's wise, and I think it's slowly going to kill certain businesses like the rental service.
Yeah.
But like whether that be like GameFly or something like that, or Redbox. But what's your take on it, John?
Well, now these don't usually happen like right by release, right? They're kind of like spread out a couple months.
They're usually months out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they take the release hype and see who's drawn in by that. And
see, for me though, with Overwatch, you have this hype of, oh, it's the amazing new thing. Go play it.
Yeah. When it first comes out. Yeah.
Yeah. So you get a free weekend to jump in with your buddies if they have it, play it, enjoy it. And then if you like it, you can make that decision. But like you said, some games you might not want to do that. For instance, like if I wanted to go into Rainbow Six Siege, but I didn't buy it right away, and then I'm like, oh sweet, this is going to be just like Rainbow Six Vegas. They got terrorist hunt and all that stuff. But then it turns out, no, it's more or less just a kind of like attacking a friend sort of thing. I wouldn't have bought it. I mean, I have it, and there's a lot of games on my shelf that I probably wouldn't have got if I had that free weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that they're bad games. It's just something that at the time I didn't feel like playing.
Yeah.
There's some other things I wanted to play.
And I know there's a lot of data out there too that like most games are usually sold within the first like 30 to 45 days. Like the bulk amount of what they sell is within that. The first
a lot of that's the hype
and 45 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
New release, people talking about it. And then I think what this does for them is that, like I said, at a certain point, they're probably just not selling the game anymore. And this is a way to try and boost those sales again.
Right.
So I don't think it hurts them. But I think it may not capitalize on the best time with certain people, but that's just people. People are unpredictable, so you don't really know. So I think at the end of the day, from a business standpoint, it probably helps them immensely from trying to get the sales going again for them and just getting the word of mouth or some sort of buzz going with, oh, I played this game this weekend, you guys got to go check it out or go pick it up, and then hopefully they go and tell 3 of their friends go and play this game, pick it up, etc., etc., etc. So,
yeah. I mean, Jonah, what do you think?
I dig the opportunity to play free games over the weekend.
Yeah.
So, I think that it does help sales. So, I think it's a great plus for this industry.
I mean, personally, I think all games should do this because, nowadays, as everyone knows, the game comes out, has that day one patch. If not, it has a patch probably within a couple weeks, maybe a month. But I think everyone should have a free weekend after that patch because that's going to really decide if, like, for instance, I know a lot of people bought Mass Effect. I'm not going to bash on Mass Effect, but
let's bash Mass Effect.
They're having another patch coming out soon that's supposedly going to fix a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
They should have a free weekend
after they fix it.
Because that's something that's going to be like, oh, well, this is good. Like, if Division did that. I think they did do that. Like,
I think Division was one of the ones that had the free-to-play weekend. A lot of them have started doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think they should do, like, not just, like, one here and there. I think they should do it, okay, a patch comes out, have a free weekend. Because the people that have it are going to patch it anyway. Yeah. But the people that didn't get it, maybe that patch brought something new to the table And now, at that time, it could be cheaper, too, for them to want to buy.
And, like, you look at the games like Rainbow Six, Overwatch, they've all done, like, multiple free-to-play weekends.
Yeah.
So there must be a reason for them to do this. And I'm sure it's just helping them out.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a big downside, if anything. I think if you weren't going to play these games, you were never going to play them.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody that's just, like, kind of on the fence, like, oh, let me jump in and try this, it must only benefit the actual developers.
Right. I think, obviously, they're not going to do it for, well, Nintendo wouldn't do it, but you know what I mean? Like,
well, no, Nintendo did do it because they did the Splatoon.
The test fire.
It was a test fire.
Well, I'm thinking something like Legend of Zelda where you progress.
Yeah.
Where someone could beat it in a weekend and be like, well, I did that for free.
Yeah.
But that's something that obviously they're not going to do.
Very core, like, multiplayer stuff.
I mean, they could cap it. They can make it into a demo, more or less, like a free...
The trial.
A trial, exactly.
They have, like, a 10-hour cap or something like that, yeah. But you're seeing them do it more, and it's good because, like I said, when this kind of thing happens, not only does it help with sales, but then it refreshes the player base. It brings people into the lobbies to play different game modes.
Yeah.
It brings them back, brings people that have maybe fallen off.
Yeah.
That haven't played a game in a while.
Right.
And they go to their buddy, hey, you know that game I was talking about? They're having the free to play weekend. Why don't you jump on? I'll jump in too, and then we can start playing again.
Exactly.
And see if you actually like it.
Yeah, and like so then that kind of creates the chain because then like we have the game, we want Jonah to play, but he was like, no, I don't want that game. He gets that free weekend. He jumps on with us. He's like, oh wow, this is actually a good game.
But the one thing I will say that kind of puts me off from like a business standpoint is that if there's no way to tell right now like when they're gonna do these free to play weekends. Mm-hmm. But certain multiplayer games, like looking at like, that they did it for Rainbow Six Siege, I believe they did it for Division. Like it's probably safe to assume that if I hold off on a Tom Clancy game that's like multiplayer based, I might be able to play it eventually and try it out for a weekend and make my decision then.
Right.
The only question is the community going to be there when I go to try it out?
Right.
And that's the big thing with multiplayer games is that you might lose. Like For Honor, if they go and do a free to play weekend with For Honor, is there going to be a community there to play it and try it out? Mm-hmm. So I think it could work one of two different ways. With these becoming more of the pattern, there's less incentive for me to go out and buy it day one. If I have a feeling the game's going to be good and I have a feeling the community's going to stay, I might just wait 2-3 months out, try it out, and then buy it then and there. And probably for a discount.
And I think that's why, on the other side, it does hurt them because... But that's another reason why they wouldn't do it all the time. Mm-hmm.
They don't announce them. Like, they don't announce them weeks out usually. It's just like that week, hey, we're doing a free-to-play weekend.
Right.
So...
Because, they don't want to... They want to keep it as close as they can so they don't deter that random whatever amount of people that were going to get it that week.
Yeah, exactly.
And, I mean, it makes sense, obviously, because, like you said, it's all just a business. A business standpoint, they're not going to just start throwing free stuff at you like, hey, you don't have to buy it because every now and then we're going to give it to you. But it does help, kind of bring back the interest.
Yeah, like I said, rebuild the community, brings the community back, gets the hype, some sort of hyper buzz going with it. And the same thing can be said about some of the free, like the games with gold, like the PlayStation Plus games, that they do multiplayer games for free that people have probably purchased already and they bring it back. They're probably seeing a spike on those months that those games are free.
Yeah.
So, what about you, John? Final thoughts?
It's a garbage practice. Don't do it. No. I'm still into the free to play weekend, but you're not going to see a lot of newer games like that or anything that's popular, like too popular currently. Like Titanfall been out for a while and it's didn't do that great with sales, I think. So they need that to help the stack of snails go up. Snails, or did I say snails? Snails?
I don't know. It sounds like snails.
Get your game and get a sack of snails so you can eat them.
So they need that to help boost whatever like line they want to get it up to. But you're not going to see something like Mass Effect ever get.
No,
I don't think.
Unfortunately,
I don't think so. I mean, they might. I'm really surprised they did Dishonored 2, honestly, because it's just a single player campaign.
Yeah,
I don't think you could beat that game in a weekend. I don't know. I didn't see anything about a time limit. So you could probably, if you really like sat there all weekend and played Dishonored, I feel like you could beat it, and that's why I'm surprised about it. Mm-hmm. There must be some sort of time limit on it.
Probably.
Maybe it's like the first 2 missions or something.
I don't know. Like I'm just trying to think about like how that would work.
It might be altered somehow.
But like the multiplayer stuff makes sense to me because you're getting in, you're jumping in, you're getting that experience. But like a single player, I'm like,
yeah.
That I feel like certain games you can beat pretty quickly, so they got to be kind of selective about that. Mm-hmm. So, but that's my final thought.
Yeah, I mean, because they'll do the double XP weekends on a lot of games. That too brings people back into their things. So, but yeah, for me, honestly, just looking at how we purchase games or how I purchase games,
silly. I do it silly.
He runs out and buys a $250
solar rug.
Rug.
It's Destiny. There's exceptions to these rules, John.
But for me, my last hurrah was running out. Well, I didn't even run out. I just was having with my brother. He wanted trotted. I skipped a little. But we got Division and we got the season pass for it. So I spent $80 on a game that I played 3 times. And even with like the season, like I just didn't want to play it. Now, if I waited off to that weekend thing, I probably would have had a blast. Would I have bought it? Probably not, because I haven't played it since.
Division's got a lot of new stuff too recently.
Yeah, apparently it's got that's what I mean though. If they were to like do their patches, change it, and then throw out another free weekend or what, it's got to be a weekend. It can't just be one day, but like the weekend. Put it out there with the new patches, new everything. Get people talking about it again, and then I think you'll start bumping up sales again. But like you said, you can't keep doing that, but I think after upgrades, I like to see that happen.
I think there's a certain cutoff, and like I said, usually I think a lot of this works when they coincide with free-to-play weekend and a sale. Mm-hmm. Free-to-play weekend, game's $20 off. Cool, golden, let's rock it.
Yeah, that way they get rid of their stock and then focus on the next game.
Yeah. Well, you can't get rid of your digital stock, but I understand what you're saying.
That's why I hate digital.
Just move it to the trash can.
Point and click.
That doesn't work.
Right click.
You don't understand. I know video games.
Oh, do you now?
John, weren't you here to talk about movies? We just never let you.
Yeah. Can we talk about that?
No, guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate you guys listening as well. What do you guys think about the free weekend games? And do you think that there should be more of them? Do you think that it actually hurts?
There should be more.
Every day, free.
Every day.
Just give it to me free.
Every weekend.
We should pay them
We should just throw money.
That's
to
the
have
idea.
They should pay us to
Eventually.
pay them.
Oh, continue, John. Jonas.
I think my brain broke.
Jonas, come by. What do you got?
I got I don't know, but anyway, guys, this is going to be uploaded on Thursday as you're listening to it now, but stay tuned for the video, which is going to be up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and our little segments that we talked about. You know, you get to look at our pretty faces. You get to look at Jonah or Carmine, since he does that with the face. And look at that. You can't beat that. Look at that.
That's very beautiful.
And then this guy over here just makes you want to run away, but
Run into my arms.
we need a free weekend of Jonah.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to all our other videos. You'll see all the links in the description down below. We do live stream on Tuesdays now, 7 to 9. If we can't make that, we'll tweet in the morning, but we usually do make that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, when we say we, it's actually our partners.
Yeah,
Rob and Chris.
compatriots, Chris and
Rob
Rob.
and Chris
They do a
doing
good
their
job with
streams.
that. They always we talk about mainstream things, but they also do computer games, stuff like that too. So they're awesome at that. Make sure you check those guys out. Make sure you check us out at Cartridge Blast on Twitter. Facebook. Check our Facebook page, Cblast Gamers. I'll put the name on there. And yeah, all I can say is thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Punch Jonah in the face. No, I'm kidding.
don't do that.
Love Jonah.
That's a thing?
Don't do that.
Oh my goodness.
Love Jonah. But guys, I'm John for Cartridge Blast Gamers.
I'm Jonah.
Yeah, I'm Carmine.
Stay awesome, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.